Good morning. In order to move toward having a completed bathroom, I have to have a completed shower. So installing that is next. Stick around. All right, I am using a Delta shower enclosure here. It will be a curved enclosure with sliding, I guess they are tempered glass doors. The displays at Home Depot looked real nice. We'll see what it is in real life. The one thing that I really didn't like about it, looking at the instructions, if you follow the instructions to a T, you'd have really a not so good installation, or not nearly as good as it can be. So I'm doing a little bit of modifying on that, but basically following the instructions. So they include this handy dandy template for being able to mark where the vertical pieces of the shower enclosure go. The one thing that I wish that I could have got, but I don't think it was an option, was to get it in bronze to match everything else in this room and in the building. So I got chrome, and that'll have to do. Using this template, I made a mark there, and on that side, I plumbed up a line with the level, and then moved this up to the top to see if it came pretty close, and just in case the walls are a bit out of plumb or something. And actually, it was very close. It was within about 1/8 of an inch at the top, too. So I laid out, I set my vertical pieces in place, marked the holes, and I went ahead and drilled the holes through the tile, 6 holes total, and they are into backing on this side. On this side, I didn't have backing, so I used drywall anchors on this side. These then are the vertical pieces that will seal against each wall. Now, one of the things that I thought was substandard is they recommend just attaching this to the wall. They don't talk about caulking or anything. I know that I realize when we get out of a shower, we're probably going to get the floor a little wet, so I'm not too concerned about the floor getting wet. I am pretty well prepared for that. I think I did a pretty good job with the tile and getting everything sealed up there. But to me, there just shouldn't be water coming around this enclosure anywhere. So what I did, in addition to just drilling the holes and having them ready, is I had some leftover sill seal. So I took a bit of caulking, I put sill seal, glued sill seal to the back of it. So now when that is attached to the wall, there will be a seal between the wall and this frame. And not only that, then of course, from the inside, I'll go ahead and caulk that inside edge too. So that should pretty well seal up this shower enclosure. All right, with the side rails now attached, I'll do what every man absolutely hates to do. I'll go to the instructions to see what's next. The next step is to install the solid glass panels. I don't know that you can see it, but I've already done the small one on the left side. I definitely don't want to drop this. Does slide right over that bracket that I mounted to the wall, but it's not easy to get started. Sorry, I've got my back to you for this. I've got it started. I wish I had a second person, so I'm not sure how secure I feel that is. The next step is to install this top track. I think what I'm going to do is tape off the bottoms of these so that I don't have to worry about it sliding out and things going kaboom. And this, I believe, is another time it would be handy to have a third hand. But I don't, so I've got to figure out how to do this. And I mean really handy to have a third hand. I believe I got one started. And being a little taller wouldn't hurt either. That should keep it from falling over. Now I have to see if they included an Allen wrench to snug those up. Something that's kind of cool about this, the track, of course, you want to be as level as possible, and there isn't much room. They got a fairly tight cut fit between the bushing and the tempered glass. So if your glass was off or your wall was off just a little bit this way, it might throw this out of level. Well, what they've got is a little internal cam built into each of these to where you can rotate this and go up or down slightly with the track. Pretty cool thing. Well, I got to apologize. I didn't record the ending part of this. There are so many adjustments that need to be made, and a lot of them you can make as you're putting things together. In fact, I found that to put one thing together, something else needed to be adjusted. And then after you're all finished, you got to adjust everything to where it has the proper clearances, that the doors open properly and close properly, that they don't get there and then slide themselves open. You don't want that happening when you're taking a shower. But I like the adjustments, and every one of these has two adjustments to be made, one from the outside, one from the inside. So there are just so many multiple ways of adjusting this door, which is nice to be able to get it to fit properly, but it sure is a pain to install and do some of the initial adjustments. Anyway, I love the shower. I sure do wish that it was a bronze, and if I could do something with it, I probably would. But it's a nice shower. It's big enough on the inside that it is quite usable, have a little bit of room to move around. I'll end this episode right here. You saw me put in part of it. The rest of it, you'll have to use your imagination. Thanks for joining me, and have a good time until I see you next.